Hello and welcome back to another Google Live Hangout. Obviously, if you're watching this after the fact, welcome to you as well. Just going to play a few games off the Everdrive as per usual. If you want to suggest anything, feel free. I thought we'd start with a little song just to do things a little bit differently this time. So I've got my cigar box guitar here. Let me just mute. That is muted, so you don't want it coming through off the YouTube as well. So two different men are two different views. What the hell am I gonna do? Ain't gonna sit around crying. Hell no, I got better things to do. You might do everything, you might do none. All that matters is you're having fun. It seems to me you lost your sense of humor along the way. You're just drawing parallels to your own life. Instead, why don't you focus your attention on your own wife? Two different men are two different views. What the hell am I gonna do? Ain't gonna sit around crying. Hell no, I got better things to do. I'll leave that to men, yeah, just like you. 'Cause I got so many other better things to do. Right, let's play some games. So first up here, we have Panorama Cotton. Now this is a game that I actually very nearly bought. This was on sale at the very same time that Twinkle Tales was, from the very same seller, and they were both £90 each. Now I actually went with Twinkle Tales, and I'm kind of glad I did. I think that was a title that I've always desired on the Mega Drive, and it was nice to add it to the collection. I got pretty lucky actually buying for £90, because nowadays, as and when it comes up, you're talking way over £200 these days. So, as with Panorama Cotton, I think this is a pretty expensive game. It's very impressive technically. Certainly the scaling of the 3D effects makes what Space Harrier and things achieve kind of laughable, I guess. But never a game I've really got very far on. As a technical tour de force, I can appreciate it. As far as the Cotton series goes, again, very little experience with it. I've seen quite a number of videos of the shooters on the Saturn and the PlayStation, etc., etc. They're generally really expensive, although they do look kind of cool. So, who knows, maybe I'll check them out one day. So we've got some sort of power-up system here. Not sure what it's all about. Big green fish. Say no more. Level 2. Who knows? Power up city, level down. That's not helping. Yeah. Best to go through them rather than run into them. Yeah, certainly not a title you see very often for sale, this Panorama Cotton. I believe the original you could actually send off for a teacup, and if you've got that as well, it really does make it an expensive title. Certainly, I don't know how many other games came with a teacup. Could be a one-off thing. I'm not surprised My Little Pony didn't sue over those enemies that have just been on the screen. There we go. I've constantly got this fairy flying in front of me. I've no idea what all that's about. Not at all, but here we're seeing some real sprites being thrown around here. Pretty impressive. And I actually think that Retro Sweet bought the copy of this that I was considering from the same store I bought Twinkle Tales from, in some bizarre turn of events, although I guess it was always going to potentially end up in the hands of somebody who was on YouTube. So I've no idea if he's still got this game. I can only presume he has. I've not seen it pop up on eBay for any time I've looked, although I'm not actively seeking out Mega Drive games anymore, seeing as I've already got tons of them. But that's not a bad thing at all. That is my system of choice. That was a decision I didn't have to come to, but I wanted to come to. Not really going to go into a lot of detail, but I'm a lot happier now. I've got a lot less than I have had in the past. So I'm going to continue. Why not? I'm not sure if anyone's actually even watching yet, but if you are, welcome. If you want to choose a game, feel free, as per ever. I've literally got every Mega Drive game there is on the Everdrive. So anything takes your fancy, you want to see me play. There were some classics the last time I did this. I know Sega Saturn Laddie, he made me play aquatic games, which I may well never forgive him for. It's a truly terrible game, but, you know, I'll play anything, good or bad. And I've spent a fair amount of time on the Everdrive playing bad games. I often go to my friend's house and take it. I actually bought them a Mega Drive. In fact, I just modified a Mega Drive for it and made it 50 or 60 hertz, and Jap and English, and we've played some of the worst games in existence. It's almost like a pleasure to us playing bad games. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know if it's the curse of the Everdrive or what it is, but yeah, we end up playing a lot of bad games. Mainly because I own most of the good games that I'm interested in playing. So, as far as experimentation or exploring the library further, it's generally a lot of bad games. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Some nice rotational scaling effects. What it's all about, I don't know. I want to go down. No, I'm not going to go down. I was going to collect that, but I don't think it's something you collect. Hoping to get out of this area soon. It is a little bit tedious. Whoa, whoa. Now we're talking. Nice effects. Come on, get me out of there. A jolly little soundtrack as well. Oh no, shot down again. I think I've got some sort of magic abilities that I'm not taking full advantage of. I'm gonna continue again. Why not? Stage 1? That's hardly a continue, was it? Here we go. Into the Matrix. I mean, it is rather difficult, this, especially knowing where to go. I believe it's probably an active memorization that you're looking for here. I just seem to be running into absolutely everything, so I don't know. I don't know about this game. You're certainly lucky if you do own a physical copy of this. Here we go. I've gone down into the forbidden zone. I don't know if this is better or worse. I'm gauging for worse myself. Whoa, where am I now? Ooh. I don't know where's potentially an easier path. I'm on a completely different path now. It's a game that keeps on giving. Very strange enemy designs there. This is more familiar. I've been here before. I'm just going to head into that rolling pin section, surely. Here we go. There's the rolling pins. It actually looks like I know what I'm doing there, but that is a lie. I've got absolutely no idea. Come on, pies. Oh, ooh. It doesn't help that they keep moving. Oh my word, this thing's coming from behind now. Here we go. Oh, what the hell is happening? Have I got a button for magic? Speed. Oh, different speeds. Will that help? X is flying around the screen. I think this is a game that even the instruction manual wouldn't help you with. I knew to go up there. I just sense it. Come on, tell me that's the way out of it. That'd be a pleasure. Saying I've got magic. Oh, that's magic. Whoa. Am I destroying this bridge? No, I am destroying this bridge. Is that the enemy? This is going to be one of the weirdest games I've ever played on the Mega Drive, in all honesty. I think this is about the furthest I've ever got, but I'm presuming that's some sort of end-level Guardian. Oh, shut down again. Should I put another continue in? I don't know. I'm going to see if there's any comments. We've got 2 people watching. It's Mike again. You can always rely on Mike to turn up. It says Panorama Cotton's an awesome game. Has to have one of the oldest collector's editions items ever. A teacup. Haha. Apparently it's very difficult to find a complete one, so I've read. The way things are going anymore, you and me are going to be glad we have Everdrive, really. It's only going to get worse at price, unfortunately, not just on games like this. Yeah, I completely agree. I used to be of the way of thinking that eventually, you know, all this retro gaming stuff was just going to be a fad, a phase for 30-somethings, and it was going to go away the way of Atari and baseball cards and things. But I think as time's gone by, I've sort of changed my tune. I'm starting to think that a lot of these games are going to go the way of Neo Geo stuff, where only, you know, either the insanely rich or the insanely committed are going to be able to collect for them. So I think Everdrives are going to be the way forward in the future. Luckily for me, I'm not really actively collecting for anything anymore. I've got most of what I want. I'm happy with what I've got. I'll put up with what I've got and enjoy with what I've got. I've not got every single best game ever. Of course, if I was to get that, this room, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be sitting outside because the room would be full. But yeah, I'm just going to enjoy what I've got. And if there's anything, you know, that I want that I haven't got, obviously the Everdrives are available for that kind of thing. So I'm going to stick on a Elijah Dragoon, something like that. Anyway, another really interesting game, one that I did get offered the Japanese version of, what I saw on YouTube for a really, really fantastic price. I didn't take him up on the offer. Kind of almost regret it, I think. So I don't know how the volume's coming across. It's always tricky in this room because I've got the external speakers hooked up, and especially after a few drinks, it's very easy to, you know, get the volume up there. And you do find me recording videos. I mean, I've got a few videos I recorded recently where the volume's too loud on the music. So the balance is not right. So I don't think they're ever going to see the light of day, in all honesty. So anyway, on with Elijah Dragoon, and you've got 4 sort of helper. I don't know what they really would be. You see the dragon there anyway. There's 4 different elemental forces or something similar. And obviously Elijah herself. And you can level up these elemental forces that are fighting alongside you. Of course, you run out of power if you keep pressing the fire button. So if you let your meter build up, which doesn't seem to be allowing me to do, here we go. You will release that mega lightning strike. Get a bit of a beast in here, one must say. Hopefully these will help. Another game I've never really got that far, and I think I got to about 3rd level. Well, I like what I've played a bit so far. I just don't know if it's enough to warrant the purchase price these days. I think the European and American version is reasonably cheap, but it's the artwork on the Japanese release really is pretty standout. So when we go into the caves, fortunately, I think the comment system is still pretty broken as far as I'm concerned, as how I would like it to be anyway on YouTube. There are a few secret areas you can access. I can't quite remember if it is through there or through the next part. But another, I mean, the Mega Drive is full of games with amazing soundtracks. There's no denying that, especially the Japanese stuff. There is a lot to enjoy, so I'm often caught saying, you know, this game's got a fantastic soundtrack or whatever else. I really like the FM chip in the Mega Drive, to be fair. I wasn't so keen on the way the Super Nintendo sounded overall compared to the Mega Drive. I like the more gritty sound, but then maybe I'm just a complete Sega fanboy. I don't really have much love for anything Nintendo outside of the Game Boy, really. Although, strong nostalgic memories of playing Nintendo consoles over the years. Certainly the Super Nintendo around people's houses. I'm sure if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you've probably heard me ramble on about it several times. Ooh, not doing very well. The key is to let that real big move build up. Also to access all of the service areas, secret areas, not service areas. Who knows what I'm all about. To collect as many power-ups and level-ups as possible. Now I kind of like the dragon character the best. Now you can select... I say you can select, I can't actually select it. Different things. But and they've all got certain abilities that suit different scenarios better. Not that I've played it enough to know anything about that. You do have it taken away from you during the boss battles. So Mark, Lactobacillus Prime is here. Hello Mark. Says evening fellas. Mark says his wife's going to probably end up maintaining his main focus to the Genesis Mega Drive. Always have, helps with the problem. Yeah, I mean, each to their own. You get people on YouTube who collect for everything. You know, they've got a massive room full of stuff. What am I doing? Not a lot. And you know, if that's cool, if that's what you're happy with, that's brilliant. But it just wasn't for me. I'm so much happier just having a main console and a few little sideline things. I'm just more content with that. So for me, that was definitely the way forward. But you know, everybody varies and how they feel about these kind of things. So Mike says, yeah, he ought to play some Sensible Soccer. Been a long time since the last time it showed up. Yeah, Sensible Soccer, amazing game. Mike says he's going to ruin it for the rest of us, the poor ones like me that aren't loaded with money and just like to play the stuff. Yeah, I suppose you've always got emulation or the Everdrives. If that's the way it is. I mean, I would like to buy a lot of the Saturn shooters or the Dreamcast shooters, but the prices of them, I find, are just not really to my liking. I've never been happy with paying top money for CD-based games. Even, you know, back when they first come out when they took over cartridges, I always felt like it was kind of less value for money because it was obvious the production costs were far lower. And you was already paying through the teeth for the CD-based machines anyway. And, as I said in a recent video, you know, unless you're willing to pay the price, you're not going to play these games unless you've got, you know, a PC with the appropriate emulators and, you know, all that business, which I know some people have. And again, that's cool. If that's the way you want to do things, certainly financially, it has got pretty mental. What's happening there? I'm in a bad place. I'm in a better place. They're back again. Completely out of magic. It is quite strange in this game how your only attack is this lightning attack. I suppose that's what separates it from other games in this kind of genre. Which, of course, when this game was current, there was a lot of games like this. There are a lot of games like this. Also, now Duel Master seems quite similar to this. But I couldn't get on with that because it was just far too complicated for me. So I think this is a level where I generally end up sucking and dying, but we've got some more comments here. Stuart's here again. Everyone is streaming. Classic Game Room streaming. And wow, wow, yeah, that's an honour to be replaced by Classic Game Room. Definitely, yeah. I did see that Mark Classic Game Room was live streaming, but I don't know. Well, I'm actually sort of in between. I'm waiting for my girlfriend to come round, but she might not be coming round. It's a long story. Best just to cut it short. But well, if she turns up, we'll have to just stop the stream, I guess. But we'll see. It's looking unlikely. So I just thought I'll start a live stream. So I've got another comment here from Daz, KR Gamer. He says there was a lot of games on that cart. The person doesn't condone the use of those backup devices, but I can see their appeal, especially considering the cost of some of the rarer games of the 60-bit retro consoles these days. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I generally only use this Everdrive. If I go to my friend's house on like a Thursday night, I'll take it because it's far easier than selecting a load of games from my collection, which just takes me ages. It'll make me half an hour late to his house if I've got to decide which games to take. Oh no, I've been knocked down. And it's obviously brilliant for live streams. But I still do prefer playing the physical version if, you know, I've got it and can afford it. But some games are just at a price that I'm not willing to pay. Maybe that's my financial position. I don't know. I don't actually think it is that, to be honest, because like not boasting, but if I wanted to, like many people, really, if I wanted to, I could buy any game. If I wanted to buy Metal Slug legitimately on the AES or Polestar, or if I wanted to buy Eliminate Down Mega Drive, I could if I wanted, but it's just not for me. It's just too much money for me. I want to put it towards other things, other than just gaming. I've enjoyed collecting everything over the years. It's been brilliant, but it's kind of time, I feel, for me to move away from that a bit. I'll still certainly pick up the odd title if I see it, you know, at a retro gaming event or whatever else. But as for scouring eBay looking for bargains and stuff, I'm kind of done with that. Mainly because A, I've got a lot of the games I want. B, it's not very easy to find bargains. And C, and this is probably the most important factor, I have such bad experience on eBay and stuff. Honest to God, I think I've got the worst luck in the world on eBay. I literally will go on eBay, buy something, and like 8 out of 10 times there's some sort of issue. I'll give you an example recently, and I mean, this is just blew my mind, really. We've got Sensible Soccer now. We played the International Edition that I've not got. Basically, I bought a set of PC speakers for my Sony PVM. And you think this was simple enough. I didn't pay much for them, brand new Logitech ones. I think they're about £9 something. About 2 weeks later, they hadn't turned up. So I messaged the guy and said, you know, what's happening with these speakers that you sent to me at whatever else? And he marked it as dispatch. I said, yeah, oh, wait, I believe it wasn't English, is all I'll say. And his replies are a bit bizarre, really. Just put, yeah, I sent it ages ago. And then the next message said, it cost me £4.20. So I was at work where I was having the item sent to, and should we play national club teams? I think I'm going to play club teams. I was at work anyway, and the postman came, and he said to me, you're not expecting a parcel or anything, are you? I said, yeah, I ordered some speakers about 2 weeks ago. He says, I'll bring them for you tomorrow. He says, they've been everywhere because they've got the wrong address on them. So, rightio, because it's not packaged very well. Right, okay, well, you know, we'll have a look. So they came, and they were literally it was just wrapped in like one sheet of bubble wrap, these brand new speakers with the wrong address on it, and they were absolutely battered. It looked like someone playing football with them. I don't know any of these teams. Who are these teams? So I messaged the guy and I said, yeah, you know, they've arrived completely inadequately packaged, wrong address label on them, and they're broken, so thanks for that. And it just gets me the message back saying, yeah, but are they okay? All this kind of stuff. And I'm just thinking, well, of course they're not bloody okay. What's happening there? Only 2 teams in it. Oh, I'm not making a very good job of this. Talking and playing this game, it's going all wrong. Could be looking at pressing the... So hold on. Here we go. I've fought 16 teams. I'm not going to play all these... rounds because I know a lot of people don't actually like football. We'll have a couple of games. You know, you can't go wrong. I've been Man United. I used to be a Man United supporter many moons ago. I don't know if that's just because they were, well, I do actually know why it was. The people over the road from me, they were massive Man United supporters. And so when being friends with their children and stuff, I actually ended up supporting Man United myself. Funny enough, at the time, they weren't actually that great a team. They weren't doing very well. But subsequent years, they did become a really good team. Mike says, could I do that sumo game? Yeah, I definitely can. I bought that about 6 months ago, and I've basically barely played it, if truth be known. On number 10. Oh, this keeper won't be so easily beaten. But yeah, it does look pretty good, that sumo game. I just really adored the cover art, in all honesty. So when it came up at the right price, I just had to grab it. Oh, how did he miss that? He should be, no, not good. Now, I didn't check difficulty on this game. It might be on the easier setting as they score a goal. Certainly, if you've got this and you want it a bit more challenging, definitely up the difficulty. Makes it a lot more frantic. I actually met the creator of this game, John Hare, at Blackpool Replay 2011, I believe. He actually bought me a drink after I pestered him so much at the bar. Probably just to get rid of me, but a nice guy. I did tell him that I was always playing this game, because I often play it from a friend's house. His wife actually plays it with us as well. A few little tournaments. Always enjoyable. No, I don't reckon that was a foul. Come on, it's going to get a card. Yellow card. I barely touched him, honestly. Well, that's me. I was thinking I was red again then. Give away a corner. Definitely not my best performance there. Clear it out. Hit and hope. Look for the slide across. Bit out of touch, I think. It's been a while since I played sensible soccer. Throwing out as many excuses as possible, obviously. I don't even know this team are that I'm playing, to be fair. Now, the International Edition, which this is, had a few bug fixes. So I actually asked John Hare when I was at that replay what the difference was. And he said it had a few bug fixes, and obviously the inclusion of real names for the majority of the teams. Although I did kind of enjoy the names in the original Sensible Soccer on the Mega Drive, because they just changed the odd letter here and there. So you could work it out for yourself, but there was obviously some comedic value to it as well. So Mark says he's got Dual Master not that long ago. He missed it somehow, but it's glad he got it. It's hard, but it's fun. I think I've played it briefly. I've just seen the combinations of duels and things and thought this is probably a bit too complicated for me. Well, there we go. The keeper wasn't expecting it. I think he was talking to someone in the crowd. Perhaps a firework had been thrown on the pitch, but it's floated in. And now you'll see the computer now probably play a bit more aggressively. Or maybe they'll just let me walk away with it. Who knows? It's a long shot in. Oh, just got a touch on, but Mark Hughes scoring there. Great player, Mark Hughes. Always used to score with volleys and overhead kicks, which at the time, you know, was pretty unheard of. He was certainly one of my favourite players at Man United. I don't think Man United are doing so well at the minute. I don't follow football at all anymore. I've got no interest in it. Basically, cut long story short, I just think people have paid too much money. And when they play for their country, they don't want to play to the fullest in the concerns that they might get injured, might end their career, might not get paid millions of pounds a year, which I can sort of understand, and then it sort of takes away from the whole idea of the game, to me anyway. Oh, this keeper, he is give up. He is give up. He's just letting anything in now. I'd almost say there could be some sort of bribery charge here. I remember went to that actual replay event on the Sunday, and I had a real serious hangover on the Sunday. On the Sunday, there was a Sensible Soccer tournament on the Amiga. And there were about 20 people I'm there chatting to. I'm telling them to play on the Mega Drive, and everyone was looking at me in disgust. You know, I'm talking about the 3-button control system and all this, and they're just looking at me in disgust. They're all Amiga players. There's people from all over the world, actually. Some really good players. And for some bizarre reason, I ended up in the final. I don't know how. Never played the Amiga version before. Well, I ended up in the final anyway. I did lose. I think I lost 4-2 or something like that. But I missed out on winning a Match of the Day framed signed picture from the developers of Match of the Day on, I don't know, the Amiga or something. Wouldn't have really meant a lot to me. There was some guy, he really wanted to win it. And I believe I beat him. And I did say to him, if I win, I'll give you the picture, because it's got absolutely no meaning to me whatsoever. But unfortunately, I didn't win. And the guy who did win was rather keen to keep it. Now, that's my competitive, sensible soccer history. So there we go, full time. I think I'll switch the game. So like I say, not everyone is a fan of football. But yeah, if you are, buy Sensible Soccer if you've not already got it, definitely. So if you want to suggest any games, I know Mike suggested that sumo wrestling game I'm not even going to remember the name of now. And I've got it, but it's almost as easy for me to whip the cartridge out and put that in. If anyone, I believe it begins with H. Do you know? Does anybody know? Gashead Steve is here. How you doing? Right, Mark's got a lot. Mark says Eliminate Down. It's pretty much one of the very few ultra expensive games I would actually like to have if I could. Yeah, I could have had that game for a couple of £100 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know what it goes for now. Probably some insane amount. I've never even looked. He says he's only had one thing bad happen to him with eBay. Outside of that, no issues. Same with Amazon in general, gaming stuff or otherwise. Yeah, I think I just attract bad luck, to be honest. He says, what do you think is the dumbest game for the Mega Drive Genesis? I still say it's Wacky Worlds. I don't care if it's a Sega exclusive, even I have my limits. I don't know if I know what Wacky Worlds is. I've played some weird ones. Maths Blaster is a pretty weird one that I've played. Does it begin with H, that sumo wrestling game? Anyone know? I think it does. Well, maybe it doesn't. Is that it? Could be entering any kind of territory here. I think I'm just going to get the actual cartridge out. It'll be quicker. Yeah, there's no, I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, because I've adjusted the settings, but what fantastic artwork. I mean, it is pretty pointless me playing it because I don't know much about it. If I've played it for more than 20 minutes, I would be surprised. But from what I've seen, it's rather impressive, I think. So we'll just go for the one-player mode here. Your guess is as good as mine what all that means. But we're in. Now, I believe in the 2-player mode, you can choose different characters. I had to take this to my friend's house once. He absolutely annihilated me. He seemed to know all the moves, even though he'd never played it before. Obviously, sumo wrestling is all about throwing him out the ring. I'm literally button bashing here. Headbutt. Go on, get him out the ring. Get him out. Go on. Have him. I mean, I've played this and we don't, you know, it's best not to talk about what that is, what's happening there. Yeah, words can't explain. You seem to be stuck in this man-on-man grip. I've got nothing to say. I'm not even pressing anything. It won't stop it. Pack it in. It's rude. Come on. I think I broke the game. Hello. Excuse me. Ref, step in here. What's happening? I press pause. How do I get out of this? No, I think I've actually broke the game. Oh, no. Oh. I'm really giving it a slap. Go on. No. This is why I didn't make a video about this game, Mike. You can see what's happened. No, pat that in, that's rude. I'm stuck in it again. Mark says a rare few complete eliminate downs you see on eBay at least $300 to $400. The other thing is, as well, with this retro gaming lark, and I've said this before, and we have to cut this game out because it's just not happening. I don't know what's going on with it. Is that you've got to be very careful of reproductions because these people are getting a lot cleverer. Technology is advancing very rapidly. You know, getting high quality prints and scans is quite easy now with the internet. I've got a couple of cartridges for the Mega Drive that I'm pretty suspicious about, to be honest. I'm very suspicious about PAL Asian games because I know a lot of the PAL Asian stuff was repackaged and it wasn't officially by Sega, the repackaging, especially on the consoles and things. It's a minefield of trouble, really. Steve says he's very good. How about Spot of Outrun? Good call there. N-O. I'm remembering my alphabet here. Outrun. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Outrun, can you, really? I'm not sure about the Mega Drive port. Once you've played the arcade original, or rather, really my soft spot is for Outrun 2, I think. I find it difficult to come back to this, but still fairly decent game. Splash Wave? Could have been Splash Wave, surely. That's not Accelerate. That's Accelerate. So hitting the high mode. I mean, Outrun 2 to me is probably, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Outrun 2 is the best sequel of all time. All right, maybe Street Fighter 2 tops it. I don't know. It's up there. It's up there with some of the best sequels of all time, definitely. When a game is as good or better than the original, you know you're going somewhere. Pretty rare occurrence, I find, a lot of the time. Because the thing is with games is that the first time you play something, it may well be a new and fresh experience, but you know, as they keep bringing out more and more versions of it, newer versions, it kind of becomes a bit more stale. You know how like Street Fighter 2, in the end, you know, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Championship Edition, Super Street Fighter 2, Hyper Street Fighter 2, you know, I mean, you get it with Street Fighter 4, aren't you, really, nowadays? I mean, that's gone through so many iterations, it's absolutely insane at this point. You know, it sort of dilutes it, I feel. But saying that, I wouldn't want an Outrun 3, although the way Sega is at the minute, pretty dire straits, I don't think I'll be seeing Outrun 3. Kind of makes you mad, Sega, really. They focus so much on Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, they call them Sonic the Hedgehog games that really not many people were interested in. Well, certainly, you know, they weren't as critically acclaimed. I think they probably sold quite well just because of the Sonic name, but it would be interesting if they brought out something like a new Outrun game, or of course Shenmue 3, which everybody online goes on about. Unfortunately, I believe probably Sega looked at the sales figures and thought it's financially too big a risk, it's too big a project, it's going to cost too much money, there's no actual guarantee we're going to make anything back from this. Probably why it didn't happen, but yeah, there's so much Sega games I'd love to see some remakes of, or you know, reboots. It's like I'm sure a lot of you played that Streets of Rage sort of remake that somebody made. It's absolutely mental of Sega not to sign that and publish it. Absolutely mental. That is one of the stupidest decisions they've ever made. That would have been a massive hit on PlayStation Network or Xbox Live or wherever else, Steam or whatever, you know, download services are popular these days. Yeah, Sega. I think the management at Sega is terrible. Absolutely terrible. They've made some of the worst marketing decisions ever. I'm not just talking about the 32X and Mega CD. I mean, since then, it's just got worse and worse, I think. So, I don't know if Sega are even going to carry on, or they're going to end up selling all their licenses. I know people are talking about Nintendo buying Sonic, and almost heartbreaking to me if Nintendo buys Sonic. Although perhaps, you know, to be fair, after 20 years of not putting out any decent Sonic games or something like that, maybe it's in better hands. I mean, let's face it, Nintendo still know how to make a decent game. You know, their first party stuff on the Wii and stuff. We're not going to make it now with all this crashing. It is superb. Yeah, Yeah, I'm driving in the Sahara Desert here. I'm not making a very good job of it. I think a lot of people on YouTube, they don't realise actually how difficult it is to play games and talk at the same time. It's almost not quite natural. I suppose if you've played a lot of games with friends in the past, like I often have, it's a bit more natural, but when you're trying to think of something constructive to say about the game, not that I am here, but when you are trying to think of something constructive to say about the game, and it's not scripted or anything, it's all coming off the top of your head or with a little bit of research you might have done, it is quite difficult in the realms of difficult things to do. So Mike says they've screwed up Sonic. Sonic Boom is a monumental piece of shit. I don't even know what Sonic Boom is, and I don't think I want to know what it is now you've called it a monumental piece of shit. Wow, Mike says word has come out recently there's finally a new ToeJam being made, and I will be among the first that buys it. I guarantee you. Buys it, I guarantee you. Yeah. I had ToeJam 3 on the original Xbox. I don't know. I kind of liked it, but then I just wondered if I was just past my ToeJam stage. Maybe it's the strong nostalgia with the original ToeJam that's got such a bind with me. Terminator 2. Mike says Terminator 2 is the best sequel of all time, at least for movies. That and/or Aliens, even though it's a different kind of movie than the first. As for games, yeah, I think Street Fighter 2 is the best, though Mortal Kombat 2 is another possible one. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2, especially on consoles after the mess up with the no blood and all that on Nintendos. Yeah, they got it right in Mortal Kombat 2. I've got a lot of nostalgic memories of Mortal Kombat 2. Not that I really played it that much. Certainly not in the arcades. I did play it a fair amount on the Mega Drive, but probably the first Mortal Kombat was the one I played the most because my friend had it on the SNES. And I've told the tale many times back when he got it for his birthday. I got stabbed in the arm because of a birthday cake. And we completed Mortal Kombat at like 4 in the morning, about 10 people in his bedroom going, yeah! And his parents going absolutely ballistic, my arms bleeding. And, oh, fun times, fun times. So luckily, it seems like it's updating the comments, which is quite nice. Mark says Sonic Colors and Generations were the last and most recent good Sonic games. Unleashed was pretty good too overall. Yeah, I mean, I've not played them, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Other than the original few Sonic games, not really much exposure to them. I didn't like Sonic Adventure. I didn't like it. I don't like 3D platformer games, to be honest. Just not my cup of tea. No other reason than that, I guess. I do remember going to Sega World. I was probably about 14 in London. Me and my friend went to London, and they had Sonic 3D. And this was before it was out on the Mega Drive or the Saturn. In fact, it was before the Saturn was even released. I think it was something like 93, something like that. And cracking game. Let's check out Samurai Spirits on the Mega Drive. Why not? Yeah, it was quite mind-blowing to see that at the time. But that was when 3D was a new thing. So, but even though it was isometric, really. Mark says maybe play some ToeJam and Earl. Yeah. Yeah, you can't be. The thing is with ToeJam and Earl, it really shines when you're playing with two people, I find. Although I will stick it on briefly. Trouble with live streaming is I can't remember which games I've played. So I would say I've covered a good deal of the games I actually own. In fact, just in gameplays on my channel alone, I've covered a good 60–70% of my Mega Drive library, which has always kind of been my aim to make a gameplay of every game I've got. But obviously, over the years, I've bought more and more games, so that goal's become further and further away. I don't know my reasoning for that, really. I think it's fun to share these games with people. Certainly if you feel you're introducing someone to something they've not played before. It's obviously a Neo Geo conversion. Not too bad. Missing the zoom effects. I actually don't like using the 6-button Mega Drive pad for fighting games either. I think I'm a bit of a joystick junkie in that way. Probably been spoiled over time. Whoa, punish me. think I might have actually played Samurai Showdown before I played Street Fighter 2. I think when we used to go on holiday a lot, they always used to have Samurai Showdown in the arcade cabs. I think Street Fighter was in close proximity, but this was certainly something really bizarre, really different. It's a very different style of gameplay. Street Fighter 2, I find you can be really aggressive and just, you know, go in battering your opponent, whereas this game, you will pay the price if you're going to play like that. Although, unfortunately, that's just how I naturally play fighting games. Get away with your fireball. Quite a few of these SNK conversions of the Mega Drive are pretty decent. I've got Art of Fighting, and that's fairly decent. Go on, have it. Again, finishing in with that flying kick of death. Quite a nice little soundtrack here as well. I did have the English version of this at some point. It doesn't play in 50 hertz, so I don't have it anymore. Although I've not really applied that rule to everything in my collection. I think some games just hold so much nostalgic memory, having the PAL version, the European version, that the whole 60 hertz thing doesn't really matter. But the majority of the stuff I've got now is playable at 60 hertz. Say a good 90%. I always swore it would never bother me, and you know, I'd just stick to having it as it was. But I think I was always kind of fooling myself, because you're not getting the full experience. You're not playing the game as the developers intended, and even though that might well have been the way you played it back in the 90s, when you know a superior way of playing something or viewing something, if you're anal about it, which I am, that's what you want to go for. Which is another great aspect about the Everdrive. Like I've got a lot of the Konami games in the PAL format for Mega Drive, and they're quite expensive, really, especially when I buy them now. I probably wouldn't get rid of them, but if you know, I find it's doing my head in having to play Castlevania Next Generation or whatever it's called in European territories at 50 hertz, which in fact it is an inferior game. It doesn't even play as smoothly. Then I can always bang it on the Everdrive. I think that's another great feature of it, as well as a lot of these flan, some sort of cake, fan translations. You can also play those as well, if you so desire. Not being a big role-playing game fan, it doesn't really matter much to me. I have tried getting into some 16-bit role-playing games, but I don't know, I'm just not that kind of gamer, I think. I just like something that's quick and easy, something I could stick on for 15, 20 minutes, get a bit of a kick out of, and then move on, get on to something else. So, obviously, role-playing games are a lot more in-depth than that, so. So I think we'll have one more round on this, and then perhaps we will stick on some Toe Jam on L. Mark says that 50 hertz stuff was bullshit. Yes, it was bullshit, and it's all because of the electrical boards in this country. The people sorted out the electric, they decided to go with 50 hertz rather than 60 hertz. And that's what ultimately affected the television signal. So it's kind of an unfortunate series of events, actually, that led to it. But yeah, it is bullshit. I mean, I know, like the Dreamcast and the PS2, certain games allowed for a 60 hertz option, and a lot of 50 hertz televisions in this country will play fine with 60 hertz content, but your older sets, probably more your RF only sort of sets, won't play nicely. You'll actually get a black and white image, or you won't get an image, or it won't sync, or whatever else. So Mike says after he's done with some computer stuff he's been going on lately, he's going to do his own stream like this for the Genesis Mega Drive. Yeah, I think the Everdrives are great for streaming, mainly because you've not got to put up with me going through my games collection, pulling cartridges out, which it's all right, but obviously it's an increased hassle. And the space I'm working in here, when I've got the setup, I've got the laptop on the left of me, I've got the drinks table just on the right of me, I've got another chair to the right of me with the camera on board. I'm sitting on a chair in the middle of all that. You know, it's tight. It's tight, so too much. Probably not the best ideas. He wants to do an Atari 2600 one. Mike does. So I've given him the interest to do his own stream, so yeah, he should do it. I always enjoy live streams, I do. I think, you know, you can't hide behind the bullshit of editing, can you? When you're doing a live stream, this is legitimate. It's easy enough to do your jump cuts or retake it or whatever. So what's happening there? Oh dear, where am I? I'm not killing anyone. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Chop your straw head off. I say I love these bonus rounds in fighting games. I think there was an arm wrestling one in the original Art of Fighting, and World Heroes got some crazy ones. And obviously Street Fighter, you got the barrel ones that come down the car, the iconic car you got smashed up in Street Fighter. Always a pleasure to do that. Whatever's happening there, it doesn't look good. Aha. So I do own Samurai Spirits, which is Samurai Shodown 2 on the Neo Geo. Absolutely immense, really. I'm just not the biggest fighting game player. I've always wanted to be good at fighting games, but I don't ever feel I ever actually have been very good. I have my moments. Actually, we went to a gaming event once. I was playing Street Fighter Alpha 2. I was actually playing with Ninja Bear Hug, and not boasting or anything, but I did beat him on a couple of games. And this other guy come on. He obviously knew his stuff, and I thought, well, I think I won one match. And then I just lost all skills, and this guy just obliterated me. Maybe he was just like letting me win to start off with, but yeah, he showed me exactly that I didn't know what I was doing. I think this whole light, medium, and punch thing is a little bit too advanced for me. More the basic stuff. Let me just check my phone. Oh dear, my girlfriend's not happy because her dad's gone down the pub with his mate. And he's not come back. Can't blame him. I sort of knew that was happening. That's why I started this live stream. I thought, nah, if I went down the pub with my mate, there's no way I'd be coming home. Probably until the pub had closed. So, well, I can't believe I'm doing this well, to be honest. Mark says there's some translation patches for a few Japanese Mega Drive only strategy games, and at least one fighting game, which I'm not going to pronounce it. I think it's the one by Treasure, which is a pretty good fighting game. Battlemania 2 has one also, but it's not needed to play the game. No. Although I do feel that, I know a lot of people on YouTube are going like Jap only and all this business, but I've got all Japanese Saturn games, but I've got Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2, and I feel from when I had them originally, back in the mid-90s, I'm missing out on it. I'm missing out because I've not got the story. And I remember enjoying the story, so, you know, in that sort of concept. But then again, I don't like the American boxes for Sega Saturn. They're just too big. They would take up way too much space. So, not going to happen. Same as I always fancied Guardian Heroes. Is it Guardian Heroes, the Treasure one? But again, I'd rather have the story than not be able to play it. So, or exactly read it because it's Japanese. Because again, I think you'd be missing out. No matter how shallow the stories are in these sort of games, I wasn't expecting to be doing this well at Samurai Shodown on the Mega Drive. The character I'm actually playing against is the character I usually play as is Samurai Shodown 2. It's got some interesting moves. Kyoshiro. I don't generally bother with Japanese pronunciations because it doesn't suit my dialect. Generally get it wrong. I've only just started saying Taito correctly. Before then I was saying Tato. People would keep saying to me, do you mean potato? All similar sort of things. I think you've got the same thing. Gradius. I don't know. So it looks like I might finally be getting beaten. And I think we'll go to a bit of Toe Jam and Earl next. I think Toe Jam and Earl was one of the first Mega Drive games that I ever played. It wasn't not myself, it was around somebody else's house. And I remember being completely amazed by the way it splits the screen in two-player mode. Just completely gobsmacked that was actually possible. You could venture off screen, it would split separately, and you could still carry on playing. I think it's one of the only games on the system that actually did that. Or maybe Super Skid Marks did it later on. So let's turn this off and just stick on a bit of Toe Jam now. But the soundtrack for Toe Jam now, that's where it's at. When I first started uploading gaming videos, every video I did had Toe Jam and Earl in the background. So right, okay. They've only got the sequel here on this in the Japanese section. I didn't set up these files, so I was fortunate enough to buy this, and all of this was on it already. Again, they're not on it. It must be it's a world release, obviously. Shouldn't have known that really. Yeah, it's quite fortunate. All this was already set up for me, so I just literally plugged it in and off I went. No hassle at all. So actually, no piracy by me whatsoever. This was all done by somebody else. I can't prove that, but it was all done by somebody else. Let me just pour myself a little drink. Actually ran out of lager other than the one bottle I've got here, so I'm drinking Jägermeister and Dr. Peppers. Tastes like something the dentist would give you, to be honest. I guess the bottle needs finishing off, doesn't it? So do I want to play as Toe Jam or Earl? I'm gonna go Toe Jam. So I mean, the amazing thing about this game, random world. Well, you can play fixed world, but if you want to play fixed world, let's play random. Bonus high tops. No, I don't want to use them again. That's it. Allow you to get around the island a little bit quicker. And if you didn't know, it's all about finding the ship pieces. That's ship pieces, yeah. So Toe Jam and Earl can get back home. We'll get out of the water. So there we go, World 1, and we're out of here. Now, luckily enough, it does tell you if there's a ship piece on the level. But this game's got a very interesting history as well. I believe the same people made the first and the second game, and there's been some serious issues with the licensing and the use of these characters ever since by Sega. I think they've almost unlawfully used them in certain games. I'm not quite sure, but I know the original developers were not happy. Now, I don't know if that third game Mike was talking about, that new game Mike was talking about, which actually the fourth game, is made by the original developers or not. I can't see them being able to get the same strength of acid that they got when they made this game, but who knows? I think this is a game that, you know, belongs to the time period it was made in. I don't know how I feel about a remake. I know this was actually released on Xbox Live Arcade. Not that I've downloaded it, but I did see it, which is kind of mind blowing. But Sega have been doing that with a few of their games. I've seen they've done it with the Wonder Boy series, the Monsterland series. And good stuff, good on them. I mean, that's the sort of thing they should be doing. They wouldn't be in so much trouble if they'd been doing more of this. Again, more missed opportunities by Sega. Why not release the entire back catalogue, not on some stupid CD, just through Xbox Live Marketplace or PlayStation Network? because I have got a Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. It's fine enough, but it has emulation issues, which often comes down to the fact you're just using a different sort of chipset. You are literally emulating a Mega Drive. So let's find out what some of these are, shall we? Jamming? No, they're all super on top, so it's all about collecting the presents. Also a bit of mail order. Don't know if I've got any money. Got it. So you get all manner of wild power-ups. Is that the right lift? No shit pieces so far. My God, Adam, 16-bit Brits here. Says, good evening, Darren. I trust you well. Don't suppose you managed to catch Kim Justice Streets of Rage video this week. Outstanding stuff. No, I haven't seen it. I don't even know if I'm still subscribed to his channel, to be honest. But yeah, I've enjoyed his videos in the past. I'm sure it's pretty decent. Yeah, Streets of Rage. Yeah. I actually thinking about it, I watched your Streets of Rage video the other day about Streets of Rage 1, 16-bit retrospective, 16-bit review. It's something like that anyway. Yeah, I've seen a few people in the comments talking about Streets of Rage 3. I'm lucky enough to own that, actually, the Japanese version, which is said to be the superior version. I can't really put it over Streets of Rage 2, although it has got that evolutionary process like, you know, the Golden Axe series did have. You know, they had extra moves and a few subtle sort of differences. I think, like a lot of people said in your video in the comment section, it's the music that really dragged it down as much as anything else. It's sort of experimental. Well, actually, the video was months ago, so I'm sure you played it because you said you were going to play it on Sonic's Ultimate Collection. But yeah, if you can with someone someday, you should try doing one of these only with co-op in many games. That'd be cool and different to see. Yeah, I did. I made a few videos called The Multiplayer, which was mainly like me and one of my friends playing a game in multiplayer. Kind of difficult, wasn't actually really speaking to, per se, the audience. It was just more me and a friend playing a game. Well, yeah, it would certainly work well. I think if you could play online, which is going a bit against the grain of this kind of thing, but if you could play online and both speak and all that and play in the same game together and capture the image, then yeah, I think it would play off pretty well. I don't mind, get a plane ticket, get over here. Yeah, games, you know, games are best played with somebody else, whether it be online or in the same room, preferably in the same room, but it's not always possible these days. Obviously, people have got a lot of responsibilities. And hey, up, there's Santa Claus. Look at his big sack, he's off. Doing delivery. I'm a bit disappointed I've not had any ship pieces so far. Ship pieces, should I say? I don't know what World 4. Phone's ringing. Hey up. Well, I'll tell you what, they're all saying that it tells you when there's a ship piece on the level. I've completely imagined it because I've picked up the Hyperfunk Thruster. Why not? Well, let's have a quick dance. Hula, hula, hula. The phone's still ringing. Whoa, Cupid. Whoa, there's the phone. Of course, the phone reveals more of the map. Not bad. Cereal. I was going to say it was rice, but. House through the ball. Yeah, I do love the music from this game. I really do. So, anybody watching want to suggest another game to play? Feel free. Oh, bonus high tops are out. Wow, I've got to get all the way up there. This level is absolutely massive. Oola, oola, oola. So I wonder how many people who are watching this live stream actually know that there was a song at the start of this live stream. I bet not many, because I think at that point there was nobody watching. But maybe if you watch it back later on, you'll see that. I have no idea how it turned out, much like many of my videos. Let's try it. Oh yes, springs. Boing! Imagine them in real life. If you could get them, that'd be pretty awesome. It's in a bad place here. I'm going to try and jump over. Oh, so close. So Stuart says Kimmel just did a 50-minute review of the Streets of Rage series. Very good. Yeah, I'll have to go and check it out. I don't know, I'm sure I've got 50 minutes in reserve though, maybe later on. Mike says, have I tried Mr. Nuts? I can put that on. One of the best examples to play a Japanese version of the game is Bare Knuckle Streets of Rage. It was butchered to shit outside of Japan. Yeah, I've only got the Japanese versions, but yeah, I can imagine. I don't know what was wrong with Europe. I really don't. He says, remember the first one you did for Hydro Thunder? I think it was the first video we saw of mine. Yeah, Hydro Thunder, yeah. Cool game. Oh, here is one for you to play, even though it's horrible. Fat Man Slaughter Sport. I did a very short video on it. Couldn't stand it anymore, but Dane's Games, when he was on it, still requested me to review it, so I obliged him. Yeah, well, I think I have played that game. I think it is terrible. But I also believe it was the first one-on-one fighting game on the Mega Drive. I think there's a bit of a story about it in that Mega Drive Genesis Encyclopedia. So well, let's look for Mr. Nuts first. I don't know where it's going to be. You'd have to hope that it's an American version, but I bet you it's not. Math Blast. So that's one of the worst games I've played on the Mega Drive. I don't like maths, so it's just not the game for me, really. I mean, I work for a lot of measurements. I'm not too bad with measurements, which I guess is kind of maths, but yeah, I don't really like maths. Some people are well into it. Yeah, some people love it, but I actually cheated. Another completely un-game related fact. I actually cheated in the SAT tests, which was the test you had at high school before you went to the school where you did your GCSEs. And I wrote down all the equations in a pencil case. I made a wooden pencil case and I wrote down all the equations for science and maths in the bottom of it. Covered it up with pens and pencils, whatever. I got these SAT tests. And of course, half the key to passing these maths and scientific examinations is knowing the equations. So I was already many steps ahead of everybody else. And to cut a long story short, I got really good results. Got put in the top set of maths when I went to do GCSEs. About 6 months later, the teacher realised I was copying everybody's homework and didn't have a clue what I was on about. Algebra, no idea. So then I got put into the numbnuts class, which didn't greatly help, to be honest. I don't think I was any better off. So graphically impressive Mr. Nuts. I think it was quite a late release on the Mega Drive. It's also a prototype of Mr. Nuts 2, which I do have on here. Very reminiscent of a 90s platform game. I don't know if it was originally on the Amiga. I've got a distinct feeling it was originally on the Amiga. Nice colourful sprites. Unfortunately, I think you can just run your way through it if you like. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Head off of that. Oh, you can fire. Oh, maybe I'll do a bit better now. Woodyland. Not the best name for a level, I don't think. Could be. I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination, but I don't know. Woodyland. There's definitely something not quite right about it. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Tomatoes, if you're from America. Whoa, busy bee. Kind of reminds me a bit of Rayman, this does. That was probably the invincibility or something that jumped over there. Actually, a bit SNES-like, perhaps, this. Whoa. Seen something for sale in the supermarket the other day, Venus flytraps. Don't know if they actually work or not. Didn't buy one anyway. Probably end up dead. Got a long history of killing plants. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get much further on this. It's one of them games you've got to take your time with. I'm very impatient when it comes to this kind of thing. Oh, come on. Balls. Nice little touch where they turn to half an apple or just squash if you jump on top of them. Mr. Nuts is driving me nuts. That's what I'll say. So I think we'll move to the Fat Man. We'll try one more life, even though we've got two more. I'm sure this is a very good game if you're a fan of platformers. Oh, I don't mind the odd platformer. Prefer them more if it's sort of a hybrid mix of maybe some sort of shooting mechanics or something else. Maybe there's a bit of variety in the gameplay other than the platforming. A good example would be something like Super Mario Land on the Game Boy, which mixes it up a little, which I like. I like that kind of thing. Bloody Venus flytraps and nuisance. And these hedgehogs. I don't think they're hedgehogs, are they? The hedgehogs aren't that spiky, surely. I suppose it's a cartoon version of the hedgehog. No! Oh, I don't believe it. I think that was the end. So yeah, let's try out the Fat Man. It's official. I'm no good with the nuts. Got to be a Japan game, surely. Fat Man, yeah.
Welcome.
I mean. I don't know what you mean. You could immediately tell this is not going to be a good game. Area 51, Rossi 007 says, alright Daz, lovely palette of colour for a platformer. Yes, yes, it was very impressive actually, that Mr. Nuts. Very SNES-like, I think. Alright, so there's another one for you. He's not played it yet. Dino Land. I have actually played it. I think it's a pinball game. It says, have you played Socket before? It's a lot like Sonic. A lot like it. I think I have played Socket. Oh, what the bloody blazes is this? What's that bloke got above him? A bed of nails? Which one am I? What did you do, man? Is this not working or what? All I can do is spit fire in the wrong direction. Is that me? This seemed a bit unfair. Was there a choice of characters? Is this a demo? I don't even know. Is it? Oh, blood. Check that out. You know, I would often have been happy paying £40 for this back in the day. What a terrible match. You probably won't survive the next one. Oh. You mean I have to do another one? What are the controls? This is worse than Budokan. This is a lot worse than Budokan. What is going on? I've just pulled a kick out. I've got a kick. Oh, I'll take that in the face. Can't redeem yourself there. Let's have a blow a bit of fire on him. Well, I think I might as well sell all my Street Fighter copies now. No point carrying on with them now. Discover this. Samurai Showdown, that's out the window. Tekken, I'll get a shot of it. This is the game. This is the go-to game. Very realistic. Well, I'm glad he's beating me up, to be honest. Right, says Socket is also called Time Dominator in Japan. Well, it can't be any worse than this game you suggested, that's for definite. I'm not going to take any more abuse from the fat man. He's completely ripping off Jabba the Hutt. Completely. You know, there's copyright issues there. But yeah, there was an interesting article about that in that Sega Mega Drive Encyclopedia. I think the guy who made that game went on to make Eternal Champions, or head the studio that made Eternal Champions. There's another game I can't get on with. What did you say it was called? Time Dominator. I bet it's just under Socket or something. No. Let's see, it's under. Oh, there it is. Time Dominator first. I'm not sure if it's this one I remember playing or that one. There's another one with a pink cover. Is it Pulseman? Another sort of Sonic-esque kind of game. Vic Tokai. Obviously, makers of Battle Mania. Decap Attack. The High Speed Area 1. Minute. Yeah. This is like Sonic and Dynamite Head. He had a baby. Oh yeah, this is a lot like Sonic, only not good. Run! Yeah, I've never actually seen this one for sale. I don't know if it's expensive. I should imagine it is. Probably released in quite limited quantities. Oh wow, the petrol pump. Oh no, he's charging back up. So he's electric, this guy. Hence the name Socket. The athletic area. Emerald Forest. So for spot of athletics. Let me just plug myself in and get charged up. Away we go. Ooh, that looked like a good place. There's that dog from Mega Man. What's he doing here? I don't like the speed he goes uphill. I mean, it's a lot like Sonic, but obviously nowhere near as good. There's that dog. There's that dog again. Oh, there's an attack button. Oh, come on. You don't go uphill like Sonic does. That's for certain. Avoid the dog. Let's just slow down there when you run into something. Frame rates all over the place. What the hell's going on? Someone call me an ambulance then. I'm not that bad yet. How's it going to get up the hill? What's that noise again? Oh no. I don't like this at all. I don't like the way it controls. I don't like that sound. Oh, I'm running out of batteries. See, I'm running out of energy. Come on, Sonic. Sonic it. Just made it. Might in some ways I like Socket more than Sonic. Sometimes it seems like it plays faster too. No, I can't agree with that. You know. I mean, I've not played it that much. Well, this is probably the first time I've really encountered it. But nah, Sonic. No, that's the game for me. I'd probably much rather play Sonic than almost any other platform game, I think. Maybe that's just nostalgia talking, I don't know. But I just like the way it is. I like the gameplay mechanics of Sonic. And I think it's often misunderstood. A lot of people will say, oh, Sonic, it's just one of those games where you just run through the levels. Yes, okay, fair enough. You can run through the first couple of levels. You try running through the next few. You can't. Well, certainly I can't. Anyway, I'm sure someone on YouTube ran through the whole game in 5 minutes or something. But okay, 1-up. We've reached the point where we're in trouble there or something. We're stuck. Yeah, Sonic, it's incredibly detailed, Sonic the Hedgehog. The first game I ever played on a Mega Drive was Sonic the Hedgehog. And it literally had such an impression on me that I just had to get a Mega Drive. I just had to get one. It was incredible. I had an NES, and compared to the NES, even Mario Brothers 3, Sonic the Hedgehog graphically was just incredible. Am I heading down the same place? I think I am. I think I'm missing something here. Socket to play. Yeah, I think we may have reached the as far as I can get. Do you have to eat the magic mushrooms? Press the A button that does the same as the C button. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. Maybe because I don't know what to do. Yeah, it seems fairly decent, I guess. There's certainly a fair few platform games I would rate above it at this point in time. Namely Sonic the Hedgehog, Dynamite Heady, Cheeky Cheeky Boys. And that battery running out sound, that's not good for your ears, that's not. It's not right. Oh, she's turning dinner off because it's getting ruined. That doesn't sound very good, does it? I've already had my dinner. I just went to the local chip shop because I'm lazy. I could have cooked something, but nah, I didn't bother. I've not even done the washing up. Hence the reason I went to the local chip shop. 0 washing up required. So, no suggestions, so I'll just have to pick something myself. Well, let's go for Pulseman. I was just talking about it, or rather I was talking about it. So let's check this bad boy out. I remember Ben Shenmuso buying this. I think I got it for a fairly decent price. Nowadays, I mean, a lot with any sort of sought after odds for Mega Drive games, people just asking extortionate amounts of money. Mike says, don't get him wrong. He loves the original Sonic games. The first 3 are the best ones by far. Yeah, I definitely love Sonic 1 and 2. I'm hard torn to choose a favourite between those. I've got Sonic 3. I've played it a fair bit, not enough to really appreciate how much it is pushing the system, but yeah, it's definitely a great game underneath the hood. Just need to spend a bit more time with it, really. Amazing Saga, Mark's recommending her. He says that, yeah, I do remember you doing the gameplay of it, Mike. I used to own that game, the PAL version. Stupidly, when I first got the games out of Mum's loft, probably told the story about 100 times at this point, I decided to sell a lot of the Mega Drive games I had and just concentrate on getting new Japanese stuff. which was actually a bit of a mistake because I got rid of a few games that I'd love to own now. But again, the prices of them. This is interesting. Chunky sprites. Don't think that was the way to go. Hopefully, I mean, well, now I mentioned this about an hour into the live stream, hopefully the image quality is alright. The equipment I use is almost laughable, to be honest. You know, compared to people who've got, you know, capture cards and Elgatos and whatever else you get these days. The stuff I've got is pretty Fred Flintstone, to be honest. It serviced me well for probably the best part of 7 or 8 years. I've got this web camera. And at the time, it was a really good web camera, but obviously technology moves on so quickly that what was top of the range today is bottom of the range next week. That's almost how it feels. Flash arrow. Seems to be a distinct lack of other people in this actual game. There's a time for there or something. Yeah, what's happened? Ah. Oh, I see. That's where I'm missing out. So how do I do that? I think that was it. I've just used the power up. Television. And that was a way out of here through a television, I think. Now we've entered bloody LSD land. Certainly an interesting game. I think I prefer this to Socket. Well, unfortunately, I don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, he's out of town. Here we are, back here again. It's a world of insanity. I'm not sure what the whole premise behind this game is. No, it didn't see a release in Europe or America. I don't know if it was on the Sega channel. It might have been. I remember when there was talk of the Sega channel coming to Europe. I don't think it would have been something that I would have been involved in. I was too young an age really to, well, certainly to have had my own phone line. I don't think my parents would have really been too pleased about the internet charges. I don't suppose it would have been, I don't know what it would have been. Would it have been the internet then? I guess it would have. Dial up. They was already displeased enough about me using the phone all the time, so. Right, Stuart says play Ghostbusters. Why not? Yeah. Right, says Paul's main likes it. That gives him a massive Mega Man vibe, which I don't think is by accident. No, you couldn't. I don't suppose you could help but be influenced by Mega Man, especially considering the sales figures on the original Nintendo. So yeah, we'll play Ghostbusters. A game I have owned before, not the Japanese version. I think I had a loose cart I got from a car boot sale once. I don't know how I feel about it. I can see why people like it. I believe it's made by the same people compiled as Musha or the LS series. very much a classic Ghostbusters themselves. Peter, Raymond, or Egon? I'm going to go with Peter. Why not? Right, there's another platform for you. Marvel Land, I think you might like it. Yeah, I've played Marvel Land. It's called something different over here. Can't remember what it's actually called over here. Yeah, pretty decent game. Got a few technical issues. Home Sweet Home. I want to go to the apartment. He's not happy. You can see that. You can see the fear in his face. This is the first case. Middle ghost. Oh. Pressing all the buttons. Oh, dear me. Yeah. This is going to be horrific for anyone who's into this game. I was thinking that was a collectible. Slimer. Back down. Oh, someone leave a safe there. Not actually progressing anywhere. Not going back up there again. But this is his apartment. I mean, I'll probably consider getting somewhere else to live. Nice music though. You can feel that Compile touch. Or maybe it was just published by Compile and developed by somebody else. No idea. A lot of ice peeping around here. Slimer. I can only presume I'm going the right way. Encounter in English. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, that's not very friendly, is it? Or hit him in the head. Bad place here. I've been mummified. I'm back. Go, Peter, run. No, follow right away. Ghosts weren't this hard in the Ghostbusters, were they? Whoa, my word. Whoa! Got to at least beat this guy, surely. Must admit, I really like the Ghostbusters game. I had it for the NES, Real Ghostbusters 2. I've actually got the Game Boy version now, which is the game that was based upon. No more. Die! Ah! Surely he's going to be dying soon. He's gone red. Always a sign. Is there another shade of red, or will he just eventually die? Couldn't fight lightning that way. Oh, I don't think I've got any more lives. It's game over. So yeah, unfortunately, very poor gameplay there of Ghostbusters, but probably a pretty decent game. I can't understand why YouTube have not sorted out this comments thing on live streams. It's almost like they don't care. It really is. Mark says you can't do the apartment first, or at least you aren't supposed to. One of the problems with the game is it expects you to know the order of the buildings you need to beat and the specific items you need to complete them, like the fire suit, the skyscraper, for example. Ah. Mark says go for Maze and Saga next. Yeah, go on then. Why not? Give it a spin. He says Pulseman was on the Sega channel only, where it was playable here in North America. In Japan, it did get retail release though. Opposite thing happened to Fatal Labyrinth, oddly. I have a lot of the Sega Net Sega channel games on my Everdrive. Yeah, I do, and a lot of them are not that great. But is it called the same thing in Japan? It is indeed. Yeah, I had this game. I bought this from a local video shop, Amazing Saga, the power release. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's sort of two stages to the gameplay. It's sort of side-scrolling, beat-em-up kind of stage with really small sprites, as you're about to see, and then a one-on-one fighting stage with absolutely massive sprites. So I can't remember my reasoning for getting rid of this, but I would certainly pick it up again if I'd seen it at the right price. I think the disappointing part of it is that it's not two-player. A real missed opportunity. I can sort of see why with the one-on-one fighting sections, but all the same, especially this time period, if you want a successful beat-em-up game, it's got to be two-player. I mean, Double Dragon did it, Final Fight did it, Golden Axe did it. And then you've got to beat this foot up. I remember this well. It comes down, you don't know where it's going to come. Mash that button. Now, foot's off. Foot off, as they may say. Also, very limited fighting action. There's not a great variety to it. Not even a charge attack. I mean, I do like my charge attacks. Made from the Golden Axe, but you know, the Battletoads also incorporated it. We're out of there. I mean, this guy can jump. This guy can jump to the next story in a building. So there's nothing wrong with his legs. Take that. No, not literally take that. They're not here. There's no Gary Barlow in the back room or anything like that. Although at my local Indian, I did notice when I was having a meal there the other week that they have got the Jewish version of a Robbie Williams there, Rabbi Williams. So I don't know if that's worthwhile going to see or not. It might be a little bit off-putting while having a meal, but I'm game. I'm game if you're game. I'm queuing up to beat him up there. This is not actually quite as lackluster as I remember. I think we'll get to the one-on-one fighting section. We'll try and play through that and then perhaps move on to something else. Yeah, graphically, it's fairly decent. I remember it got praised pretty well over here in the magazines. Down to the animation. And you can see that it's pretty fluid, the controls. In fact, compared to the last few games I've played, this controls really well. Come off it. Some sort of weird AI there just jumping around in the corner. It's certainly no Streets of Rage. There's no doubt about that. I think this would have been pretty kick-ass if it had been two-player. I was tempted to buy a Asian version of this. You could probably still get it. There's some guy on eBay. I think he's based in Thailand. He does have a few of these games in the Pan Asian. I think I've bought Crying off him, Sonic 2 off him, maybe another one. We did have this, I think it was about £9. Probably should have picked it up really playing it now. Maybe straight for this stream I'll be on eBay, purchasing once again. Doubtful. Probably hasn't got copies of it anymore, to be fair. I know he was trying to shift some copies of Tailspin and some sort of Mega Games compilation or a Palasian version, but as I said earlier in this stream, I'm a bit suspicious about this Palasian stuff. I don't think it's all as it seems. And I'm a bit suspicious about a lot of these retro games, like the NES stuff, and I'm a bit concerned now. Now things are being worth so much money, you know, it's not beyond the realms of realism that people would be going out their way to make copies. I was really suspicious of those Japanese Game Boy games, although after receiving them and going through them, there's no way they can't be legit. Well, it's mind blowing when, you know, someone's found a whole box. I mean, this guy's got hundreds of copies of these games, found a massive box full of these games. So I guess they're probably lying everywhere. You know, you do sometimes see like new old stock pop up on eBay. I remember Sonic Wings Special on PlayStation 1, which is not a very good version of Sonic Wings. It's probably a really bad version, to be honest. I think it was ported by Hamster or someone. But there was a point where that game was really expensive, and then somebody must have found a box full of sealed copies, and now you can buy it for like 15 quid, less than 15 quid. You know, brand new, sealed. So it happens. It'd be nice if someone found some AES games brand new sealed, but I think they just hold on to them and just sell them at an inflated price. I did actually see it once. I made a mistake here. André Dunos, something like that. We can actually block. Wow, that's pretty techno. The old jump move. Take that in the head. Yeah, André Dunos. He had about 10 copies of it. This was probably 4 or 5 years ago. £99 each. The European version. Seemed a bit expensive at the time. Jesus Christ. I bet it's about 300 quid now. Well, they do pop up, these new copies every now and then, but I do have my suspicions. I see a lot of these NES games, you see people picking up and the boxes are absolutely immaculate, and you think, yeah, all right, yeah, fair enough, potentially, yeah, but cardboard boxes, absolutely immaculate, 25 years old, been on a shelf. I don't know. Not impossible, but not 100% accurate in my view. I've got box games that I've owned since new that I've kept on a shelf or even kept in plastic storage containers, and they are not immaculate. They have signs of shelf wear or whatever else. So yeah, we'll leave Amazing Wars there. Mark says he still don't get why he's forced to use this shitty live comments box for no good reason, but you and some of us get to use the normal comments section. Haha, it's just the usual broken YouTube bullshit, that's all. Because I'm a cruel, can you play Probotector, Darren, please? Don't feel bad, I suck at it too. I will play the Japanese version, definitely. I actually really like Contra on the Mega Drive. Now, unless you want me to specifically play Probotector because it's extremely bloody difficult, I'd have to switch it to 50 Hz. And another Renter Hero, another one I still haven't touched yet for some reason, but has an odd name, that's for sure. I've heard that Renter Hero, there's a fan translation, it makes it a lot better. Honestly likes Amazing Saga a lot, but he wouldn't pay anywhere near the $100 or £100 for it. No way in hell. Why is that what it's worth nowadays? I'm just going to kick myself for selling it, but you can't really be like that because I've got lots of games here that I've bought for not very much money that are worth extortionate money nowadays. So, I mean, I'll give you a few examples. Certainly one I've already mentioned in this stream, Twinkle Tail. I bought that for £90, way over 200 quid now, way over 200 quid. I think the last one I watched, it was in nowhere near the condition of mine, so for 244 quid. So that's the way things have increased over the last 4 or 5 years. It's kind of scary. I mean, Last Resort, another one on the Neo GIS. I bought it for £100. I remember for a long time looking at that, between £100 and £125. Now you're looking at least 200, probably 250. I think we've got anything else that's certainly Castlevania on the Mega Drive, the PAL version. I paid £20 for that. Admittedly, it was off Ian Wilson. And I actually upgraded it because a friend of mine found a copy. He actually works at the tip. He found a copy, and I bought that off him. So I sort of upgraded mine, changed the manual or whatever else. But that game these days, 60, 70 quid all day long. And I'm sure there's tons of examples, really. Tons of examples. Yeah, retro gaming has really increased in popularity, I think. I don't know if it's just a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon. I don't know if it's associated with modern day gaming and people not liking the way it's going. I don't know if it's associated with, being through a recession and people wanting to relive years when they were happy, or just go back to their childhood, or, just missing the way, obviously games nowadays. I mean, I watched recent Pat the NES podcast, and he was talking about this, about modern games and difficulty and things. And obviously not all modern games are hold your hand easy, but a lot of them are. And a lot of this older stuff, they are definitely not hold your hands easy. Some of it you're just completely expected to work out yourself. Target Earth, which is Assault Suit Linos on the Japanese Mega Drive. You literally have to work it all out yourself. And there's a ton of, Another World on the Mega Drive, that's another game. You just have to work it out yourself. Well, the thing about the Japanese Contra is you can take 3 hits, which makes it a lot easier. Because Probotector, you can take 1 hit. So you need to become really bloody good at the game. Which I think it kind of ruins the experience, what the game's like. Interesting enough, it does play perfectly at 60 Hz if you switch it afterwards. There's no graphical screen issues, there's no slowdown, nothing else. Perfectly fine. Same can be said for Sunset Riders, I believe Zombies Ate the Neighbours, but it can't be said for Castlevania. That's got some really weird issues when you force it to 60 Hz, including slowdown and God knows what else. I'm sure there's many technical reasons for this, but I just keep it really because I remember going to the video shop and seeing it on the shelf. I actually remember hiring out Probotector and not being impressed at all with the difficulty, because it was, and it is, just far too bloody difficult. Mike says he still can't believe he got Moonwalker once for $3. He's really pissed he sold it. I actually got Moonwalker from Leicester Market for £2.50, and I landed so lucky because the guy, and he's actually one of the market traders who used to go to the car boot a lot. The guy had just got these games in. I think I got Moonwalker, Sonic and Knuckles, really nice condition in the box, and a few other games, £2.50 each. I think I spent a tenner and come back 4 games, and they were literally eBay-wise about 50 quid worth of games. So I was really pleased with that. Yeah, Moonwalker. The thing about Moonwalker is, there's a Japanese version out there that's got, is it Thriller in the Graveyard playing? That's the version I want. No 2 ways about it, but yeah, I've got a really nice condition PAL version. It's a fairly decent game. I just like having the whole Michael Jackson thing. I think it's fascinating. So there's the first boss. As it would be. All you've got to literally do is just avoid his attacks by ducking down. Oh. I nearly got it then. Oh. No point in giving out advice. Oh no. Oh my word. Die. No, his head comes. Does his head come spinning, or am I getting confused with Troubleshooter here? No, I'm not getting confused. This is actually real. I think they made a really good job of this game on the Mega Drive Konami. I'd perhaps say it's probably their best game on the system, although maybe I'll be slightly swayed by Rocket Knight Adventures, because that is one of my favourites, definitely. The graphics on that are sick. Marcy just said Protector since he knew the name better. It was what it was called here. Yeah. Now you got to choose. Now I can't read Japanese, but I know this is either follow that guy who's just zoomed off or rescue some people down the research centre. Either way, you're in trouble. So we'll just choose the top one. So there we go, stage clear. So this part's pretty horrific. So when these guys fire at you, that's when you've lost it. You've got out of sequence. Hard to get back. Yeah, the different sorts of gameplay in this game and the constant change in it. It is impressive as a technical tour de force. This thing's a bloody nightmare. Oh, I missed that completely. You do not have to take some bloody punishment, I tell you. You've got to be on the ball. Oh, go on. Oh no, jumped into it like a fool. Look, it only takes away one of your power-ups, so I wasn't actually using a power-up that I particularly like, so oh no, it was a mistake. Should have gone underneath and had a chance. So I think you can avoid it if you stay right at the back. Let's hope so. Oh yes. Memory serves me well. Should have gone underneath. Oh, let's bang that out. The bomb. Give it the bomb. Now the weapons choice is severely limited now. Just avoid him to do that. Just got to remember to go underneath him now. Oh, go over the top of him. Go over the top again. Stop. Keep doing that. Do that. Hope that's him blowing up. It is. That's a bit of a nightmare, I tell you that is. Here's another one for you, Mark. It says Cliffhanger. Yeah, I have played Cliffhanger. Yeah, it's certainly no Streets of Rage or Final Fight. That is a definite. I mean, check out the variety here, you know. Now we're on the back of a robotic ostrich. I mean, does it get any mentaler? Well, it does, because in a minute we'll be in this 3D section where we've got this big robot chasing us, probably. If all goes to plan. I think, get out of the way. I think the Japanese version is the way to go, though, with this game. Although it is really, I think it's about 150 quid at the minute. I'd almost say it's kind of worth it. But obviously, you know, if you've got Everdrive, you could save yourself 150 quid. Here we go. Here we go. This impressed the hell out of me the first time I've ever seen it. He's going to jump at me. Probably land on my side of the bloody road. Almost Super Nintendo Mode 7S this. And it's amazing what some of these developers are able to get out of Mega Drive, really. More now in trouble. Got anything that's homing? Get some surgery damage with the laser. So I like the slide move. That's I pretty much like everything about this game. I think it's a classic. I think if you've got a Mega Drive and you've not played it, or even if you haven't got a Mega Drive, just play it anyway. Maybe you've got a Retron 5, maybe you've got a PC with an emulator, I don't know. But I recommend checking out this game. So it's a cliffhanger. So that's what we've come down to. Cliffhanger. My word. Go on then. So I have played it. I remember being completely unimpressed. But this is all about what games you want to see being played. Have I got the American version? Does it even matter? Because the person who put these files on this Everdrive, he was pretty clever. There's not many repeats. He's always gone for the superior version. If there's an NTSC version above a PAL version, he's generally got that on here instead. So I'll just pour myself another drink. Try and make that lager last as long as possible, the one bottle, so going for another elegant Jägermeister and Dr. Pepper. Not really my tickle of choice, but I want to polish it off. It's been knocking around since Christmas time. In fact, I think it's my second bottle. When I first got it, I kind of liked it. I'm quite a fan of licorice, or licorice, however you say it. I'm quite a fan of that. But by the time I got halfway down the second bottle, I fell out with it. Slice alone. Go on. Or Gabe. You weren't kidding, you say it's no Streets of Rage. Hey, come on. It brings a knife to a fist fight. Have I got the knife? I've got the knife. That's a bit unlike Sliced Alone, isn't it? To be fighting with a knife. Another one of my pet hates in beat 'em ups is when people hide off the screen like that. It just annoys me. It's just really poor. A lot of games have that. So hence to say, we'll probably be climbing up a cliff in a moment's time. Can't wait. Nice walking motion. Oh dear, don't tell me about starting the start. That will be a tragedy. I don't know if Sly is better with a knife. You're joking, he can jump over that? Oh wow, you wouldn't expect a man like Sly Stallone to be able to jump like that. I must say, sometimes the combat in games is not essential. Like Outlander, the combat is actually not very good, but I still really enjoy that game. I probably enjoy that game way more than anyone should enjoy that game. But yeah, I think once you get used to its little nuances in gameplay, certainly in regards to the combat. Oh man, Sly, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Landed on the snow there. He barely, there was no inertia, he didn't skid or anything like that. It's obviously the footwear he's got on. Dr. Martens boots. Really are a non-slip sole. Playing out well here for Sly. Don't let someone with a knife beat you up. He's running in. Whoosh! Kicked to death. I don't like these knife people. I almost feel like they're cheating. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't think I've actually watched Cliffhanger the movie. I mean, is this a realistic interpretation of the movie? Did he go around lighting fires in the snow to keep his hands warm, whilst wearing a t-shirt in the middle of winter? What's happening now? Or is it a firelighting lesson? What is it? Oh, this is it, yeah. You literally are climbing the cliff when someone's throwing snowballs at me. That's not very sporting. Oh, they're not snowballs, that's a sniper rifle. How do we get him? Get him, Sly, get him. Shoot me off the... Oh, get him. Can't even hit him. Oh, what's he doing? He's immune. Yeah, I can't blame him for letting go. I mean, a couple of sniper rifle shots to the head. It's bad to put anywhere off the mountainside, really. I'm not going to continue. I can't do it. That's it, I'll leave you on a cliffhanger. Motion pictures. All rights reserved. Sony Image Soft. Rich Robinson. He's got a lot to answer for. Executive producer. Game testing. Josie Cruz, Mike Giam, David Jaffe? David Jaffe? Is that the bloke who made God of War? Could well be. So, have we got any more suggestions? Some comments are probably hidden in the spam. A few spam comments coming in. Oh, it's saying your comments is spam, Mike. Since you mentioned it, how about Sparkster? Mark's got a lot to say. Let's have a look here. Whilst it's coming up to 2 hours now, time flies when you're having fun. It's that blast processing speed and the passage of time, I think. Yeah, I must admit, these live streams, when I look back, I think, God, that was 2 hours. It almost seems like we've been sat here for 20 minutes. It says it started in the retro game thing in 2007, among many reasons. Top one being I didn't like and still don't like the way current modern games are going. At least that is for me, but there are many other reasons too, of course. Yeah, I pretty much feel very similar to that. Saying about Michael Jackson Moonwalker, the early Japanese versions. Sparkster is mentioning Demolition Man, New Zealand story. He's never seen Cliffhanger movie, to be honest, even though I like Slow and the movie sounded boring as hell to me. Probably because I originally just thought it was about climbing up rocks, didn't appeal to me much. I will see it eventually. Well, 21 years after, it may well be like a fine wine. See, I do like Sparkster actually. Going against the grain a bit because I don't think it's very well received. I don't think it's as good as the original Rocket Knight Adventures by a long shot, but I still think it's a fairly competent game. Demolition Man, you just like seeing me suffer, don't you, really? Demolition Man. I mean, these are games from the times when it was a licensed game, you knew it was shit. There was no two ways about it. If it had some sort of movie license tied to it, 9 out of 10 times it was an absolute load of rubbish. Obviously, there were exceptions to the rule, but I mean, these days you can have quite some quite good movie adaptations. Mainly because I think the technology suits movie-based games a bit more these days. So here we go, a bit of a sword in the stone moment. Now, I think I did the New Zealand story on the last live stream. I do like New Zealand story. It's pretty tough. It is pretty tough. So obviously it looks like some sort of evil Sparkster in rounds here. I'm going to skip straight to the gameplay. One of the most uninspiring, drawn by a 6-year-old title switch you'd ever like to see. I can't imagine this was developed by the same team as the original Rocket Knight Adventures. I know there was another game released probably 3 or 4 years ago. I know it was on Xbox Live, probably on PlayStation Network as well. Don't know if it was a remake of this or it was an entire new game in the series. Hence, say I didn't actually play it. So it's all about holding down your power and. Oops. Where's that actually? Oh. The original Rocket Knight Adventures, again, bought from a local video shop, and I believe I actually traded it in to get virtual racing in the Everdrive, which was a big deal at the time, virtual racing. I think a lot of people, you can look at it now and say, oh, that game absolutely sucks, but at the time, to have that at home, it was all I could dream of, really. It's absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, unfortunately, I did trade in my original Rocket Knight Adventures. I think I also traded in Turtles Tournament Fighter, which probably was no big loss. Although I did enjoy it at the time, it actually is a very good game. I think this one's quite expensive. Certainly, I think the power one's about 40 quid. I wouldn't bother. I think you can get the original game for about £10, and that's far better value. Also got some fantastic, like almost shoot-em-up S levels in the original. Well worth tracking down and playing. Anyone else? I know someone else was coming. Very familiar, this tune is. Maybe it's in the background of someone's YouTube videos, I don't know. Maybe it's riffing off something else, a popular tune. Maybe if I sat down and thought about it, I'd be able to realise what it was. Oh, flying off everywhere. Me to build up, unleash, still not getting there. Terribly bad job of this. How can I actually get up there? Oh, I must have been so close though. Yes, you can do it. Oh no. Oh, I'm not starting level again. I believe it is. Try and beat this guy properly this time rather than keep taking tons of damage. Yes, nice large sprites in these Rocket Knight Adventures games. I'm surprised they didn't carry on with this series more. Certainly had a lot of potential. I'm surprised it wasn't a cartoon or something like that. I think for an original IP, it's really had a lot going for it. Come on, get out of there. Never mind, flying machines now. Come on. I regret starting all this. There's another one coming. I thought as much. Whoa. That's not a technique fitting that in. Oh, that's better. That's easy street, that is. Because the last time I played this, I absolutely breezed through it. God knows what level I got to, but I'm certainly on a mission. Whoa. I don't know if that's quite the right way, it doesn't look like it's going to let me get up there. Uh-oh. Get out of here. Let me get through. I'm sure you must have to go up the top. Yes, of course you do. Oh! Oh, I didn't make the gap. We just have to go straight up, actually. That would make sense. This looks like it could be slightly more complicated. Oh. I'm sure there's an easy way around this. I'm just not finding it. Is this a boss? I don't know where we're at here. What's happened to me now? Come out, get out the other side. No. Yes. This all feels far more complicated than it should do. I have no idea what I'm actually supposed to be doing. Very confusing, actually. So let's stop reviewing. I don't know why all your comments are coming up as spam. So yeah, I think I'll leave this game here. Mike mentions California games. Jeez, I had California games. It's the most difficult to understand control-wise game I've ever played. All right, maybe not ever played. It's up there with your Budokan and your Fat Man. Mike says that he would, if he was being cruel, he would choose Rise of the Robots. Yeah, the hype around that game was absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. In this country, they were bigging that up so much. They were saying on Games Master and in the magazines, they were saying it was the next best thing. It was costing millions of pounds to produce, using the latest computer technologies and capture techniques. And like I say, it was a bag of shit. I still think there's people that should be shot for what they said about California Games. They completely misled. There were so many backhanders going on with that game. It was unbelievable. Everybody was paid off to say that was a decent game. So Insectors X. Yeah, I do like Insectors X. I used to have it actually. Weirdly, it was a Japanese cartridge, the American artwork. Hence, I didn't keep it. Here we are in Hollywood. Now, I know you have to press up and down on this. Always done a stunt, and this fell off. It didn't turn in time. That's generally how this goes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Take me to California. Oh no, I fell off again. I always like the background there, the road, the traffic moving. Oh, I fell off straight away. I think this game was a lot better on like the home computers, the Commodore 64, even the Master System I think was a lot better. I remember playing this football on the Master System with my friend and him just being the absolute nuts on it, just bopping it on his head, you know, just going on for ages, thousands of scores. You're not going to see any of that here, I'm afraid. all the same. Maybe I should have kept my copy of California Games. You can hit the duck. It's not a duck, is it? It's a seagull. It's all very much timing based, I believe, this game, which is probably why I'm no good at it. But I mean, you should check out some videos of people playing this because some people are just bloody brilliant at it. You're not seeing that. You're going to see another 37 seconds of misery here, I'm afraid. No, he's no good at it. Yeah, different buttons do different things, none of which help me. I just like that shoulder touch there. No. I was going to say you get points if you get 5 in a row, but no such chance of that here. 2 in a row would be a pretty miracle. Jester. Time's up. I think everyone can be grateful for that. Surfing. Everybody likes a bit of surfing. Love the music on this one. Very relaxing. Oops, I've gone the wrong way under a wave. We'll get there. No, wrong way again. I was about to say, I used to be good at this event. You have to build your speed up like that. And get ahead of the wave. Get some beach balls as well, you've got to deflect at the moment. Get points for that. Jump in. Got to go back in at the same angle you went left. So if you leave like that, you've got to come back like that. That's how it basically works. And I didn't quite come back at the same angle and then fell off. Probably my favourite event. I think the funniest event is the roller skating. Just because when the woman falls over, she just has so many hideous accidents, you can just imagine if it was real. Oh no, no good with angles, it's much like with mathematics. Going to give me another go, is it? Under wave time. Yeah, now we're talking. Cool music though, very relaxing. Let's go for a big one. Whoa, yeah. What are the judges going to say? Probably you suck. If a really big one now. Oh, the beach balls are back. Oh yeah. Oh, it's fell off again. There's no end to this surfing. It's a bit of underwave activity. Oh no, it's just fall off instead. 2.2. Skating, this is where it's at. Another one, like you say, the controls in this game are just weird. Fell on a banana. You literally have to press up and down to go fast. To skate. Do a bit of jumping. I've had some lucky moments. Then I had to banana skin. I like the details on the beach, people sunbathing or whatever else. Spot of sand, no good for roller skating. Oh, a crack in the pavement, that's enough to put you flat on your face. Oh yeah. There was her identical twin just went by. She was also roller skating. Strange she was roller skating on that ramp, you know, where it's got a real big edge. It's actually flat this side. No problem for her though. To BMX, the event you want to love. Try and do a stunt. Try it. Do it. No. Oh, come on. No. Oh, there we go. That was a stunt. Crashed on head. End of event. So that's it. That's California Games. A game you want to love, but simply cannot. So I think we'll have one more game, and that'll be in Sector X, and then I'll call it a day. Not a bad shooter. Pretty decent conversion. Some say it's better than the original arcade conversion. I'm not sure about that. I did have it on Taito Legends 2 or 1 on the PlayStation 2 back when I had that system. I didn't like it as much as this because it's interlaced and this is progressive, and obviously if you're a fan of CRTs you realise that progressive looks so much better than interlaced. I just can't stand to play anything that's interlaced really. I've got auto fire on. This can be quite frustrating, this game. I like the main character, a little bit big. Is one of the main complaints I would fire at it. Is that your actual character is large for a shoot 'em up. These frogs as well. You've got to watch out for them. Frogs and toads are extremely dangerous in this game. Take them out early and often. It does feel a bit more responsive when you get a few speed ups. Still, cheap deaths are away if you're not too careful. See then the way that bullet came at me, it's the last minute fire, but the speed it came at, the velocity of the bullet, pretty intense. So in we go. Do like the music in this game. I've already said it's a common thing I'll say about Mega Drive games. I do love that Yamaha sound chip, dirty, gritty sound. Powered up a bit more. Very easy to get a cheap death there. Take him down, come on. Mate, yeah, that's it. Press that as well. I think I've got another shot that's bombs to sort of help that. Some Egyptian hieroglyphics going on. Very weird theme, but these really help out in here because they can be a real pain in the neck, those mushrooms. Wow. I don't think I've ever been so powered up. There comes the first boss. I believe it's a big bumblebee or something like that. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's good fire lasers out his tail. Hopefully, anyway. No, out his head. Oh no! Now things are difficult for me. Now things are very difficult for me. Not impossible. They are more difficult. Oh. Yeah, as with a lot of shooters, once you lose your power-ups, life is considerably more tricky. So I think I'm going to leave it there because it's 11 o'clock at night here. But I thank everybody for watching, commenting and all that good stuff. And hopefully I'll upload some more videos soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye for now.